Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much again for joining me here. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Taking a look here at Bitcoin. A bit of a manic depressant Bitcoin here today. Take a look at this here. Shoots up by, what is this, about a 3.5% candle, and then a candle wick to follow about 4.5%. So this is some ugly price action. So usually best to avoid this altogether and to maybe consider closing your trades, whatever trades you have open, just to kind of avoid any kind of potential loss. While the price could pump, this is not really a good start to the trading day here. So a lot of volume flowing in and out. Anyways, we're going to take a look at some liquidation levels. The 65 billion in liquidation at 67,000 was completely swept. 68K is roughly the close approximate of how high the price came up. So again, we're going to take a look at that with liquidation and a few other things here. So if you're new to the channel, welcome on board. Thanks again so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button, comment below if you get a chance. Absolutely appreciate that. And what we want to take a look at here first is new areas of liquidation and or open interest, a few things that are important. So some shorts at 68K. We got about 10 billion in shorts at 68K, upwards of 68.4. So it's a pretty large chunk of change there. Not saying that that's going to get hit next, but inevitably that will potentially get swept if the price even bothers to return there. That's quite a long ways up at this point from 65.3. So my speculation is that we probably don't see that price point for a little while. We're either going to range in the current range here at about 65,000 or higher, which is kind of that support range. 64.5 is also another support level for us. So hoping we can kind of stay in that area. But either way you look at it here, there's a chunk of liquidation there at 67K, roughly again about 60 billion. And I'm sure even more got hit too as well. So good job, market makers. You really showed them, didn't you? So let's take a look here. The delta here at 12 billion, way too high. This is that critical mass I was talking about previously. Even being at 8 billion makes, it was a lot. It was definitely a lot. But now that the price pushed up so hard, it makes sense the price is selling off and pulling back. Just way too many longs in the market. There's just no other way around it. What it goes up has to come down. So right now we could just be seeing that natural leveling out here, where we could very well see a retest of that upper range again, but it's going to take a little while to consolidate in the current range first. We look at open interest here. There's no definitive level. Roughly 62.2 is the highest concentration I can see, which is par for the course. That's pretty much the same thing as yesterday, and that's a long way from the price action right now, or at least you'd like to think so, right? 68,000 seemed like a long ways away from 65K, and look at where we're at now. So again, interesting thing how the price action is working here, but my guess is this could be a fundamental catalyst. I honestly don't know. So I would check maybe the news, or if you got some information, go ahead and comment below. I wouldn't be surprised if it's something to do with the war efforts. There's a lot of craziness going on. But once more, at this point, from a technical standpoint, majority liquidation has been swept, but we're obviously seeing a resistance wall at this descending trend. So the price is having difficulty crossing 68,000. Big surprise. I kind of expected that, but again, this is just a big nasty attempt that hasn't fully come to fruition yet. So let's take a look here at the daily, work our way down. This is still going to show us that we're still mostly bullish, based on the simple fact that we're over some key level resistances, and more importantly, we're above support rather. Okay, again, so that 50 level on the RSI kind of letting us know we're in good shape there still. MACD converging, stochastic swinging up, money flow index still in good shape. There's a lot of things here kind of just letting us know that we're okay in the macro. However, you got to recognize there's a strong chance we will see a bit further of a pullback here. This is a very nasty doji candle, and this amount of selling pressure in one candle doesn't bode well. Okay, so we're going to see how this candlestick closes. We've got about an hour left here, but we close below 64.5. It might be a different story altogether, just based on the simple fact that that is kind of that key level here. Again, I got that kind of marked on the chart, that 64,500 mark. So take a look at the 4 hour. We can see a shift in momentum, of course, is going to be the case here for us. Honestly, when you see such a massive wick up and down, it can kind of reset a lot of indicators, specifically on smaller time frames. So we're going to probably see some funkiness here coming up. The key takeaway for situations like this is to rely on support and resistance levels, not necessarily indicators, just because they can kind of give you some false positives when the price moves really fast. So stochastic pulling back, money flow index is high. These are all generally good signs. However, we're seeing the price action pull back significantly based on that last little sell-off. So again, this is not really the most appropriate or ideal situation here. A lot of alerts are triggering too, so just be careful trading today, folks. It's probably best to avoid trading altogether. I'm probably going to sit on the sidelines and let this calm down first. I would recommend the same thing for you. Good traders or patient traders in situations like this, you do not want to get too crazy. You can consider a short, of course. Just make sure you watch it close. It does seem like the market wants to continue to move lower, but again, this is still very early to tell. So again, for the most part, not a lot of indications here kind of letting us know where we're at. We did reject off of a key level resistance range that makes sense. 67 to 68K was expected. And now we're kind of just seeing that natural knee-jerk reaction, that sell-off here. So let's look at some support and resistance levels. We can actually pull up some new fibs now that we've tentatively topped out here. It seems pretty likely that 68,000, I'm rounding up a little, of course, is the top here for us. So we look here, we kind of look at this ascending trend. Coincidentally, we're still honoring the ascending trend line here. So again, haven't broken bearish just yet. However, at this point, if we take a look, of course, we can see standard levels here. Look there, that's another concurrent scenario there with that previous support level drawn out from previous analysis, 64,500. We can see that reflecting here on 0.382. So we got to presume that 64.5 will be the next key area of support. Secondary to that would be 63.5. I'm rounding up a little bit there. And then of course we got our 0.618 fib level at 62.3. I don't think we're going to see that quite as much, but again, if we zoom out and kind of look at this local point of control ever since we've kind of been in this range here, we can see 63,000 is that common denominator. So again, heaven forbid the price continues lower. I think 63K will hold as a good support, but I would say initially 64.5 is the more probable area of retracement and or pivot. So we'll take a look at that and kind of go from there. But future reference too, we also have the Ichimoku cloud kind of hanging out right there too with it. So we got a lot of support coming up here in the mid 64K range. I don't think it's going to be too terrible, but we will see, of course. If it's a fundamental catalyst, folks, it could be a different story altogether. Either way here, from a technical standpoint, this is all par for the course, standard stuff. Natural sell-off after a very aggressive wake up. Once again, 64.5 I think is a good area of consideration. And then secondary to that, once again, here as well, that previous high right there at about 63.5. So these would be good, two good considerations for entry, 63.5 and 64.5. Those are just round numbers, but that's essentially where we're at. All right, I'll go ahead and post our playout chart here on our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. I look forward to working with you. If you want to have a better trading experience, CryptoCash.tech is a site link down below. Thanks again to everybody who's been just an awesome part of my life and just really awesome situations all together. Everyone just kind of interacting and learning well together. It's a really cool thing. So be sure to check that out. Thanks again for your time. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.